Welcome back, and thanks for listening on this cold and snowy Thursday. I'm your news anchor, Calvin Basham.
And I'm London Shoemake.
Today, Missouri legislators are once again working on right-to-work legislation. This comes after a surprising 67% of voters said no to right-to-work 4 months ago. Eric Greitens had signed right-to-work in effect, making Missouri the 28th state to become a right-to-work state. The voters quickly ended this, though. But some lawmakers are still very determined to pass it, but it's unclear whether or not the Republicans will support it this time.
Missouri's new medical marijuana law will take effect today. However, that does not mean that you can get legal marijuana today. They have just released a list of deadlines. On July 4th, people will be able to apply for it at the state health department, and 30 days after that, they will have to start accepting applications. Then, they will have up to 30 days to either accept or reject the application. Another reminder that the winter formal will be tomorrow, December 7th, with 5th through 8th grades starting at 6 and ending at 8, and the high school dance will be from 8:30 to 11 p.m.
Tomorrow's breakfast is cereal. Lunch will be pizza, salad, and pineapple.
We are ready to get started with our individual segments, beginning with Roper on sports.
Baller, shot caller, 20 play, Impala,
Welcome back to sports. Today, the varsity basketball team will travel to Norburn in this nasty weather. There will be no JV. And back to Kansas City Chiefs, we have news that Sharkandrick West has returned with a shorter haircut and a new number 30. West probably will not suit up for this coming Sunday's game against the Baltimore Ravens at Arrowhead, but he is definitely working his way back. Way to go, Chiefs, with that 10-2 record. Still number 1 in the AFC.
Thanks for the sports report, and now to entertainment news with Alyssa.
A recent study conducted by a major university in Italy named The Wizard of Oz as being the most influential film of all time, a distinction often given to Star Wars. The researchers developed an influence scoring process that helped to determine this result. The study found that The Wizard of Oz has been referenced nearly 3,000 times in other movies and TV shows. It has also been remade many times since 1978. While Star Wars has been referenced plenty, The Wizard of Oz is still ahead.
Thank you, Alyssa. Now we go to Aaron for one of our newest segments, Shop Talk.
Hey y'all, welcome to Shop Talk. Power Wagon series of Ram is still to this day the classic work truck for all of us truck lovers to enjoy. The Power Wagon set the front lines for the troops in World War II, a series of trucks that have lasted for nearly a full century. After the war, the troops came home. They wanted these trucks for their farms and businesses. Much like the Jeep Willys, this is a staple for many farms. Jay Leno even has his own private collection in his garage.
Thank you, Aaron. Now listen up close, because now we go to a very important tip brought to us by Tyler Frazier.
Today's tip is when you're doing your chores at home, don't pick up eggs and put them in your pocket, because you're likely to forget about it, and it will end up breaking the next morning when you're in class.
Thank you. Now listen for this day in history as Bowen gives us the report.
This day in history. In 2006, NASA reveals photographs from Mars Global Surveyor that suggest the presence of water on the red planet. In 1976, Democrat Tip O'Neill is elected Speaker of the House of Representatives. He will serve the longest consecutive term as Speaker.
Thank you, Bowen. Now get your brains ready for 10-second trivia with Christian.
Cut it! What animated 2004 film is about a train that carries kids to the North Pole on Christmas Eve? The Polar Express.
Thank you for the trivia. Now Carson Brame will give us our weather outlook for today.
Today, December 6th, the weather is going to be a high of 32 degrees and a low of 18 degrees Fahrenheit. This morning we had a couple inches of snow, but now it is all cleared up and partly cloudy with 20% chance of precipitation and 67% humidity.
Thank you for the weather. Now you get to hear our newest segment, A Small Part of the Big Picture, with Jamie Foley.
As you get older and wiser, people expect you to act responsibly. You may already be a responsible person. Do you put away your stuff when you're finished with it? Do you help around the house? Do you do what you're told in school the first time you're asked? Do you conserve water and electricity, dispose of trash, and recycle? Well, good for you. You must be trustworthy and dependable too. I bet people count on you a lot because you make good choices. You keep promises and you follow through on tasks. Acting responsibly is a full-time job. But do you know what you get in return? You get respect from other people and respect for yourself.
Thank you for listening to BNN News.
Have a great day, Bobcats.
This has been a Bobcat Media production.